Dr. Blessing Anyatanwu, and I help and I work with women who are struggling with midlife or perimenopause fatigue. And I help these women by helping them determine what is causing their fatigue so they can have more energy, be more present at work, be more present at home, and get back to living the lives they were created to live. So, today I want to talk about why you feel exhausted even though you're doing everything right. So, if you're watching live, please let me know where you're watching from. I'm in Austin, Texas. It is beautiful now. It was raining earlier today, so now the sun is out and it's nice and actually feels like spring. If you have, or if you live in Austin, you know that we usually don't have a spring. It's usually winter and then summer, and we have is mostly summer. So let me know where you're watching from if you're watching live. If you watch the replay, go ahead and put replay. So I work with women who are struggling with long-term fatigue or tiredness. And so they're doing everything from they're going to bed earlier, they're taking supplements, they're taking adaptogens, they're creating evening routines. And one thing that I've noticed is that it's not necessarily even all midlife women. It's women in midlife and women who are like in their early 30s who are complaining about the same types of tiredness. When we enter perimenopause, we have a tendency to blame everything on perimenopause. But fatigue, especially not chronic fatigue, but when you're exhausted for long periods of time and you have low energy despite doing everything that you can, what the best way to address it is to make sure that you know to make sure that you're addressing the right cause of low energy during midlife. And so low energy during midlife can be, it usually shows up as, you go to bed, you sleep 8 hours, and you wake up and you're exhausted. Or you go to bed and you wake up at 3 a.m. Or you go to bed, you wake up at 1 a.m. So these different things or these different patterns are just signs of what may be keeping you up. And so I created this framework and a quiz that helps you determine what is actually causing your fatigue. So during this live, I'm going to touch on some of those points and then at the end invite you to a live event on Tuesday, April 28th, where we'll take the quiz and then you'll be able to find out what what is the primary cause of your fatigue, and then you can take next steps from there. So there are six main causes of fatigue. So of perimenopause fatigue and low energy that just won't go away. And so one of them is blood sugar crashes. So we definitely know about this one because we know that as women are entering midlife, that we are more we are less sensitive to insulin, and so we become more insulin resistant, especially if we're not weight training, we're not eating protein, things like that. Another thing, so number two is that we are more sensitive to stress. So we call that cortisol dysregulation. And it just means that you're more sensitive to cortisol. And instead of cortisol being high in the morning and low at night, that reverses. And so your cortisol levels are high at night and low during the day, which gives you that exhausted feeling that you get when you sleep 8 hours and then you're still exhausted, or you catch that second wind. The third thing is hormones. So it could definitely be a perimenopause. It could definitely be the fluctuating levels of estrogen and progesterone that are causing your fatigue. Fourth thing, it could be you could have nutrient deficiencies. So there was a young woman that attended one of my workshops last year, and she was sure that she had perimenopause. And so I was like, sign up for a call. I'll talk with you, ask you some questions, and walk you through it. So it turns out, of course, she did not have perimenopause fatigue because she wasn't even in perimenopause. Asked her about the last time she had blood work, and she pulled it up and I was asking her about particular things. And so she was telling me that she had a vitamin D deficiency. And then she had just started a vegan diet and she wasn't really following it properly. And so for her fatigue was caused by nutrient deficiencies that were on her blood work, right? So for her, I just told her, hey, you need to talk with your doctors about these deficiencies. And then if you're going to follow the vegan diet, you need to have some protocol that you follow because you're having all sorts of deficiencies and you're going to aggravate them if you don't follow uh because I'm not vegan, but I know that there was like a process, a protocol for that. So that's what I advised her. She followed up a few months ago and said that everything was good. Her blood work was good. She didn't have any deficiencies. And now she's like in a group of people who have been on vegan diets for a while. So, she's back on track with that. But it could be nutrient deficiencies. Number five, I work with a lot of high achieving driven women, and nervous system dysregulation is another one. So basically, nervous system dysregulation just means that your body doesn't feel safe enough to wind down and relax so that you get that deep restorative sleep. So this is common before, and in most cases, it's present before women enter perimenopause. It's just aggravated by perimenopause. And so, what is number six? Give me a second. I should have made notes. Um, it'll come to me at a random time. So basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that there are many different causes of fatigue and low energy in women in midlife that aren't perimenopause. And so the Get Your Spark Back event that I'm hosting on Tuesday, April the 28th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to dig into this. There's a quiz. You'll take the quiz, and then we'll talk over what you can do, things that you can do to support yourself once you have figured out what your primary cause of fatigue or low energy is. Because, of course, there's multiple, and most people have a primary or a secondary, in addition to being in perimenopause. So let's see. So when do you feel the most fatigued during the day? So are you fatigued when you get up? Are you fatigued midday? Do you have that blood sugar crash? Or are you more fatigued throughout the whole day or at the end of the day? You can go ahead and comment and let me know. And also, if you're interested in getting the information for the Get Your Spark Back event that's going to be on Tuesday, April 28th, you can go ahead and type in Spark, and then I'll send the details to you. So thanks again for attending my live. I will see you tomorrow at 1:30.